Welcome to the Nap Center, where this evening the Drake Bulldogs try to hang on to their share of first place in the Missouri Valley Conference as they play host to the Evansville Purple Aces. Larry Morgan and Paul Doerrfeld with you. And Paul, the Bulldogs are on quite a roll, a 3-game winning streak, outscoring opponents by 18 points a game, maybe playing their best basketball of the year.
Yeah, I agree with you, Larry. The Bulldogs have been on a tear lately. After that Belmont loss, they've been on a tear, scoring, led by Tucker DeVries, and really taking advantage of these last 3 games.
Evansville is going to be without their leading scorer today. Ben Humrichhaus played in the last game after missing 5 in a row due to a foot injury, but he's not dressed today. Totally different teams when Evansville with him playing and with him not playing.
Yeah, when we visited with Coach Ragland today, just talked about the way this team plays with Ben on the court, just their physicality, scoring-wise, just a whole mental attitude. So it's a whole different attitude that the Purple Aces have to bring today against this Bulldog team.
With Humrichhaus in the lineup, Evansville 11-2, without him 0-5. Let's take a look at our spotlight players. So somebody's got to step up for Evansville, and it could be Kenny Strawbridge.
Kenny Strawbridge is a great player, a 1,000-point player, averaging only 10 points really on the season, but he's capable of scoring 20-plus points, and he's one of the guys that's going to have to bring his A game today.
And for the Drake Bulldogs, Tucker DeVries, coming off quite a stretch, has averaged 25 points over the last 3 ball games. He's the Valley Player of the Week and the National Player of the Week.
Well, you can't say enough about what Tucker DeVries does for this program, averaging 29 these last 3 wins, but just the focal point of what he brings, not only scoring, but the way he can pass the basketball and the way he leads this team is just a dynamic player all around, and just keeping pace inside the Valley here with Indiana State.
Evansville, a team that's won only 11 games the past 2 years combined. A new coach, David Ragland, he was there last year but got the job late. He's really turning this program around.
Well, it's the culture. He talked about the culture, not only with his team, but within the program, in the community, everywhere. And you're starting to see it. And being 11-7, here we got double-digit wins the first time in 5 seasons. They're showing that, they're getting the rewards to all of this. So they're excited about what's going on. They've got a great opportunity against this Drake Bulldogs. But boy, it's a tough road to climb right here against these Bulldogs the way they're playing.
Especially here at home, where the Bulldogs are tied for the 8th longest home court winning streak in the country. This has become truly a home on this hometown weekend.
It does. It reminds me when we talked to Coach Ragland, talking to Coach DeVries 5 years ago, how he changed the culture. He changed the mindset. You're starting to see the fans, what they've done to this arena. It is a tough place to play.
And so it should be a good matchup tonight. 2 teams that want to get up and down the court.
It'll be a high-paced action game. It should be a lot of fun. Like I said, the Bulldogs really try to get out and run. Again, Coach Ragland is the same way. They want to push the basketball. It should be fun, up-tempo basketball.
It should be. It should be a good matchup in the Missouri Valley Conference. Drake 6-1 in the conference against the Purple Aces, who are 2-5. Back with more in just a moment. .39 to go in the first half. All Drake thus far after the game was tied at 6. 29-11 Bulldogs.
Boy, we're going to get a little clip here. Kevin Overton, the way he has started out, nailing it from the 3 again, just quietly coming through, seeing it slashing and dicing. He's been able to get twice to the rim on the fast breaks. He's hit 2 threes too. Just able to really get going early in this game.
Overton averaging 12 points a ball game, has hit a 3 in all but 1 game this season.
And he's had such an impact on this team of the way he plays. Again, learning a lot, being a freshman coming in, learning how to play defense, how to play at this level, how to play every day so hard as Coach DeVries demands of his players, and just feeding off these other guys. Like I said, Tucker DeVries, not even a shot or a point yet, but yet the Bulldogs up by 18.
That's really amazing, isn't it? Here's Darnell Brody to the paint, to the basket to score.
Boy, once again, just another thing. They jump out, try and take Tucker out of the game, and Darnell Brody able to spin, and that's another part of his game that he really grew over this past season, putting the ball on the floor.
DeVries with a steal, and DeVries with a finish, and an and one.
Boy, what a great move there. Just anticipation. That has been probably the best part of his game lately, is his defensive end. He's got those steals right there. Boy, you get him on the break, able to step through, go through 2 defenders, take the contact and finish. He's got that length. Boy, just a really nice finish there to take that. 3 defenders right on him. Bulldogs just all over the Purple Aces at this moment. That just, again, you kind of get, this has been one of the things that the Bulldogs have done early in the season, not coming out hot, not coming out ready. And now lately, ever since that Belmont game, the first half has been a point of emphasis coming out defensively and really setting the tone early.
Drake on a 28-5 run, leading it by 23 points. DeVries affects it defensively, touches the ball, knocks it away. Hughes picks it up. There's Toomey looking inside, but Connor Enright's there to poke it away. Overton comes the other direction to score.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin Overton putting on a game right now. Load up that Brinks truck. It's full right now. He is having the game of this first half.
Again, his parents appreciating every mile of that drive from Oklahoma City to see this start. DeVries with another takeaway for the Bulldogs.
Well, you see sometimes with players, boy, when parents, friends, they come into the arena, you kind of get too much going. But Kevin Overton, they call him KO, has come to play. And Darnell Brody also making it happen on the offensive end.
David Ragland calls an Evansville timeout, and right now the Purple Aces have no answer for the Bulldogs, especially though for Darnell Brody, who may have gotten up just a little bit gimpy after that last basket.
Yeah, it was actually the basket before that, and he's been able to play through it. But you talk about Kevin Overton and Darnell Brody, the way they have started off this game. Darnell Brody's just, again, look at the two, they jump, trying to switch, that inside position, there's nothing there. Darnell Brody's being able to put that ball on the floor. Once again, putting it on the dribble, feeling it off the backside and finishing on that other side. I think that was a play before that he kind of stepped on somebody's ankle. I'm not sure where it happened. But he's one of the quietest persons off the court, but on the court, boy, I would say I've been around this Drake team a lot, and seeing them up personal and close, doesn't look that big on the court, but boy, when I stand next to him, I wouldn't want to play against him.
He's a big man. It's halftime at the Knapp Center. The Bulldogs with a 54-20 lead over Evansville. And as we've mentioned throughout the first half, the leading scorer and outstanding rebounder and outstanding defender for Evansville, Ben Henrichhaus, is out of the lineup tonight with an injury, missing his 6th game in the last 7. So that has been one of the stories, but the other story is how well Drake has played so far.
Yeah, you got to believe, I mean, with the Evansville having their best player on the bench has made it really tough for obviously offensively and defensively. But the way the Bulldogs have come out defensively and really put pressure, nothing into the paint for Evansville, being able to get push-outs, get run-outs, get easy opportunities, and then all of a sudden the 3 ball started to go down, has compounded such a huge lead here at halftime. You
know, it's really true that 3 ball is contagious, isn't it?
Oh, it is really, and that's been one of the things that the Bulldogs have struggled on early in the season, of getting that 3 ball. And now all of a sudden you see a couple to go down, especially for Gibson. 2 go down early, and now all of a sudden you see it going down for everyone.
Now, Kyron Gibson's a guy, as we mentioned, he'd struggled over the last 3 ball games. 3 of 4, all behind the 3-point line.
Well, you got to feel for him, because Coach DeVries has talked about how he's been so upset the way he's been shooting the basketball. The first one drops for him. His teammates find him the second time, it drops for him. Able to get it going early. It's got to be a huge boost for his confidence.
And so if you're Evansville, and if you're David Ragland, again, your star player is out. You're down by 34 points. What do you tell your team at halftime?
Boy, I think you just got to keep playing. I mean, it's one of these things where Coach talked a lot about opportunity. You either run from, you run from it, or you go straight into the fire. And this is a fire right now for Evansville. They've got to run into it. He wants to see who's going to perform this second half. Not only just defensively playing hard, getting in, running the offense, looking to get to the free throw line, all the little things that you got to do. Even though they may not win this game, they might even come back, they might not even make this even close, but still, it's about pride of playing and building that culture.
As he told us today, there are problem solvers, there are problem seekers, and he is definitely a problem solver.
Well, you got to find some solutions this second half.
Let's take a look at our first half highlights, which were predominantly Drake highlights with their 54-20 lead.
Yeah, you see Kevin Overton been a big one, being able to go down. Bailey third, you see getting some success going down low, but a lot of it's been the Bulldogs. Again, Kevin Overton slashing on the fast break, able to get there. And then we talked about Gibson, nice 3 ball, finding his teammates, able to knock it down. Boom, it's been really good. And then Nate Ferguson on the run, gets a great catch, finishes at the rack there. You got Strawbridge there again, just a little fadeaway. Not a lot of highlights for the Purple Aces there. Tucker DeVries again bringing the defense. Didn't have the offense that first half, had plenty of teammates, but brought the defense, able to get it. Another 3-ball finally gets down for the Purple Aces. Again, just that unselfish basketball coaches love to see. Great dish to Darnell Brody finishes. He's been a big part of this first half.
Let's take a look at the stats in the first half.
Well, you just see something you don't see very much. 22 of 29, 75% from the field there. Not able to get to the free throw line so much, but again, 8 of 12 from the three-point line. That doesn't hurt. And look at those points in the paint. 28 to 10. I talked about Evansville, how they want to win that battle in the paint. Boy, not being able to get it done against the Bulldogs so far in that first half.
It's a little bit warm in the arena today, but certainly not as hot as the Drake shooting.
Boy, and Drake has felt that on the other end when they played against Belmont. Now tonight, giving another a taste of that medicine to the Purple Aces. Again, you're looking at right now a two-horse race with Evansville and the Bulldogs, or not Evansville, but Indiana State and the Bulldogs. It's important the Bulldogs got a finished pace today.
3 other finals in the Missouri Valley Conference. We'll check those out when we return. Here at halftime, the Bulldogs lead Evansville 54-20. Five Bulldogs in double figures this afternoon as Evansville playing without their leading scorer. Not able to compete with the Bulldogs this afternoon, and Drake maintains a share of first place in the Missouri Valley Conference. From start to finish, Bulldogs were impressive. Let's take a look at our play of the game.
Player of the game, Darnell Brody, came up huge today. Look at the big man, just getting a steal, a breakaway, a fast break, finish. Just doing it all. Able to get 18 points, 10 rebounds, and just a great finish there. Nobody more happier than the bench right there cheering for Darnell. Had to play a little tweaked ankle. You saw that in the first half, but able to play through it. Just a strong game out of Darnell Brody.
Darnell Brody, our player of the game. Let's get another look at some of his numbers today.
Say the drive of the day right there, just being able to pull it through. We talked about it. 9 of 9, 18 points. Way he was finished, what a tremendous pass right there to Atten Wright behind the back. He's done that a number of times. Matching with it, I would have thought he'd have more than 1 assist, but 10 rebounds, 2 blocks. Again, just when you think of positive points on the game, just great part that he had brought to today's game.
And yet my favorite play of his was that bounce pass, behind the back bounce pass for a basket and an assist.
He's had a couple of these days of getting that behind the back, and he does such a great job. Again, I've said a number of times in the broadcast, just the way he leads it. He'll throw that ball and force his teammate to go catch it instead of trying to find it right at there. Just tremendous player, and the way he's grown within this program.
So you're used to seeing a guy like Darnell Brody at the top of the scoring column and getting some headlines. But today it was a name that you don't see a lot of thus far, Kyron Gibson, who really needed a big boost for confidence. Boy, he got it today.
Coach DeVries said in our meeting with him of how he's been so disappointed in his shooting and the way, and then for you to have that question about Gibson and to come out and the way he was able to play, and not only the way he knocked down that first game, you'd almost felt like it was a point of emphasis. His teammates were finding him on the break, finding him in the offense, and he rewarded them by knocking him down.
Well, when you're 16-3, you look about what may be missing. There are not a lot of pieces missing, but that reliable bench scoring, still a point that the Bulldogs trying to develop, and maybe they found it today.
It's been huge. 2 things that the Bulldogs really need to have for the complete season is not only the bench play, but in the paints. They're getting the points in the paint. That's been something that's started to be a standard game in and game out, but now the points coming off that bench. Not only points too, Larry, but the defensive presence those guys bring in off the bench.
Absolutely. Now, you're used to hearing Tucker DeVries as a headliner scoring a lot of points. He had a pretty average game for him in terms of numbers, but in terms of production, a different story.
Oh, the way he was able to, again, he brings so much defense to him. There's so much every team's going to scout, try and take him away. We saw it early with the double team, trying to get him off kiltered. Other guys were able to step up. Atten Wright, Darnell Brody, as we've talked about. Gibson has stepped up. Kevin Overton, we didn't even talk about him, the way he was able to produce in that first half. But again, in Tucker, you know what Tucker cared about? The W. That's all he cared about. He is a tremendous human being, the way he plays basketball, the way he is. I've gotten to know him over the years. Not a high talker. He just gets it done on the court.
It's funny, you talked about Kevin Overton. He had 12 points in the first half, wound up with 14 points. Kind of just, that's the typical Kevin Overton game. And remember, he's only a freshman.
He finds his way to score within the offense. It's tremendous to watch him play. And the way he's grown, he doesn't try to force the issue. He gets it taken when the opportunities when they come.